everyone, and welcome to this online broadcast of the 5th edition of Seedstars National Summit. I'm Raisa Yao, Community and Event Manager at Seedstars in Africa. We're about to start a Seedstars World episode number 1 in Africa, and you should expect exciting 5 startup pitches from Octango, Biomec, FLAMINGOO Foods Company, K-Jobs, and Codelin, and an announcement of who will be a startup finalist in Africa and represent the country in the finals.
Hi, I'm Elo Thomas from Kudum, Ghana's local winner 2020.
This has been a tremendous journey. Being a part of this program, we learned a lot and we are looking forward to many more. Cheers.
We've learned so much about CAC and lifetime value. We might have missed that this was value for a lifetime. Thank you so much.
Thanks Seedstars for this amazing adventure and to bring us the adrenaline to be on the real stage at home.
Thank you, Seedstars.
How the selection process of winners at the Seedstars World Competition worked this year. Startups start with filling the application form. After the review, those who meet the minimum criteria get invited to the online Seedstars Academy. Throughout the academy, we monitor the performance of the entrepreneurs as they get assigned to courses and tests. Upon the completion of the academy, startup that score the highest get invited to meet with the Seedstars World team and mentors on one-on-one. As the last step, we invite outstanding experts in their fields as jury members to the online pitching episodes. All those components help us form a solid and complex decision on who Seedstars startup finalists are.
This year, we have an amazing jury that will be helping us judge the different startups that will be pitching today. The first one that I would like to introduce is Sasha Vieira from Mozambique, who is head of incubator at Standard Bank Mozambique. We also have Jerome Festing, the managing director of Baobab Capital in Namibia, and finally Elizabeth Jones, program manager Africa at Seedstars.
So my name is Yannick. Today I'm going to talk about ROS. ROS is an automated restaurant ordering system. Due to the waiting time, the poor records management and safety and physical distancing issues, also restaurant menu management and big fraud issues in the restaurant, we decided to bring a solution to bridge that gap. ROS or mobile app offers an instant meal ordering, real-time order tracking, instant invoicing using digital payment options and bill sharing feature. This is our total market size in Rwanda. This is also a potential market, but we are initially targeting a market size of 60,000 for the first year, covering 100 restaurants, making 15% market share by 2021. This is the traction so far. 60% of the software has been developed. This is our monthly expense. We conducted the survey to 25 restaurants, and 5 restaurants are ready to start testing our product this month.
Yannick, I was wondering if you have any competition in the market. Are there any other players that are doing the same thing?
No, currently, we don't have direct competition in the current market. What you do, the competition that we have currently is some softwares that are offering part of our product, like automated restaurant menu update and digital option. But other than that, the other indirect competition we have is companies that order deliver food from restaurants that can be classified as indirect competition to us.
Okay, thank you.
Yannick, my question was more related to regional expansion because I looked at those numbers and they just, your year one number for your initial target market is at 60K seems quite low. Yeah. So I just want, and if you look at the total market size at just over 800,000 USD, it seems quite low. So my question was really just around regional expansion. What are those opportunities? And have you started thinking about which countries would be first? you're in a very, very interesting neighborhood there, with Uganda and Kenya and Ethiopia and everybody sort of in your neighborhood. So I was just curious about where you see going next and what the size of the regional market is.
So initially, the idea that we had is to first use this small market that we have just to test out the project and also make sure that we can improve the solution and adapt it to the market. But what we're planning now is next year we're planning to expand a bit to the Eastern African market, starting by Uganda to see, because they have a wider market than we have, just so we can expand there and go from there.
Hi, my name is Marta, and last year I met Ivan in college. Unfortunately, he got into a car accident, lost part of his leg, and nothing was the same. He had a really hard time to have access to prosthetics, either for the high prices, the long time it takes to obtain them, and even is not alone. Just like him, 90% of amputees in Mozambique can afford to have a prosthetics. But that's something that Biomake is changing. How we are doing it? We are turning plastic residuals collected from the sea into high-performance bionic prosthetics using 3D printer and scanner technology to reduce the time, the costs, and giving it more access. Just only 3 months in the market, we sold 78 prosthetics, and we expect to duplicate this number by the next three months. Our goal is to make people feel and experience life with possibilities. Thank you.
Hi, Marta.
Hi.
I just have a question relating to your capacity as well as your targets for 2021. Your traction for the first 3 months was 78 prosthetics sold, and you mentioned in your pitch you plan to double that up in the next 3 months. But in terms of revenue generation capability, I wanted to find out what is your ability or what are your plans to expand your production capacity, because 78 still seems quite low if you're targeting much higher numbers in terms of market share of total amputees in Mozambique. So I've always found your business very interesting, but from a capacity and a production perspective, what does that process look like, and what are you planning to do?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Sasha. Right now, we have the building capacity of 2 prosthetics a day, but we're already in touch with organizations and the Embassy of Ireland in Mozambique, and we are teaming up to put the capacity for 5 prosthetics a day, and we are already in touch with the Defense Ministry, where we're gonna cover the war veterans amputees in the north of Mozambique. With this project actually starts next month. We are really excited for it. So basically, that's what we need to right now.
Thanks, Marta. I'll pass on to Jerome and Elizabeth.
Hi, Marta. Right. Firstly, I think you have a great product. I love what you're doing. You. I think you're, anytime that we're solving this kind of a need, there's usually a great market for it. My question is more related to the revenue model. On the one hand, I'm sure that the company is sustainable from the perspective that you've got a good profit margin and all of that. But I was more interested in the mechanics of the revenue model. Who actually pays? Are you sort of selling to public hospitals who then pass it on to their patients, or are you selling to the ministry? Because and this isn't just for Mozambique, but any of the other countries that you're obviously going to be targeting eventually. We hope so, because there's a lot of countries can use it. There you have a situation where people might not be able to pay. So can you just run me through the mechanics of the revenue model a little bit?
So like I said before, we are like just only 3 months in the market. We already have like partnerships with like the Minister of Defense. We are kind of like looking for the best model, but right now, for example, with the deal we have like with the Minister of Defense, they actually cover part of the product of the prosthetics, and basically we build and we offer to the war veterans. That's one model, and the other one is the kind of is happening in the Hospital Distrital da Manhissa. Basically, it's a hospital where we are conducting the pilot project hospitals, and they are final customer.
All right, so at Flamingo Foods, we want to make sure that every home in Africa has access to food. What remains the challenge of humankind is that still 1 in 3 children suffer from hunger and malnutrition, and this is caused by skyrocketing prices being caused again by droughts and missing rainfall. At the same time, we talk about the $7 billion market when we talk about rice and corn in East and Southern Africa. And we believe hunger can be solved. We use seasonal weather forecasts, satellite observations, our own developed price forecasts being applied of artificial intelligence to then have a forecast of surplus and deficit in East and Southern Africa. Through this information, we make decisions about how much and where we're going to store food and when and where we're going to transport food. In 2019, we handled 1,000 tons of food already, and our team is really diverse in expertise and background, which helps us not only to improve somebody's life, but really to rescue lives. Thank you very much.
Hey, Adrian, nice pitch. Thank you very, very much. I think that the idea is super great. I would like to know a bit more about your revenue model. I was reading in the overview that you sent, but I was just wondering exactly, who is your target customer and what that would look like, your revenue model.
So our target customers are in the end distributors and like large wholesalers in different countries like Zambia, Kenya, but also Tanzania, who sell the food and depend on a constant supply. So actually we get great customer requests at the moment, like some demanding 10,000 tons, and there are very few traders who are able to supply such a large amount. And whenever there's a deficit, it's even worse, like nobody can supply such large amounts. So there's a real need of people who have the knowledge where to source the food and to deliver it to the large customers. So our final customers are wholesalers and distributors.
Thanks very much for the pitch. It was really good, and I'm impressed that you guys have already started generating some revenue. I think our biggest problem in Africa is the fact that we don't really trade with one another. I think that number is now around 15%. We're hoping things like the Continental Free Trade Agreement will change all of that. But that, I would think, is probably one of my biggest concerns with this business is how you move product across borders and what happens every time you get to the border. Have you guys started encountering those problems? And the reason I don't know that is because have you only been operating in Tanzania, or have you started going beyond Tanzania? And the reason why the question is relevant is because that's where you get the problems, is when you have to sit at the border for 3 days because there's some issue with the system and other and other kinds of issues. So how are you guys tackling those sorts of challenges?
Yeah, so that's another reason why it's really hard for like customers in Kenya to source enough rice, what they need, or maize. But at the same time, that's also like a big competitive advantage to us, because very rare companies have all the documents they need. But whenever you have the documents, like for example, we Tanzanian Bureau of Standard had to give us a license that we are allowed to export. So we have that. So we are allowed to cross the border, and there's no need even like to pay any money, which is not correct, because we have all the documents. So we already export to Zambia, we already export to DRC. However, there we are just at the border, so we don't do the export process ourselves, but there are enough traders who move in and out. So the big deal is to be at the border close to DRC. And we got the license, which allows us to export to any country in East Africa.
According to the World Bank, young people account for 60% of all unemployment in Africa. We are seeking to solve this problem of the professional integration of young people in partnership with corporate social responsibility. We provide a modern and intuitive job board with targeting, offer, and talent map integration to determine the soft skill of candidates to help companies achieve the goal of good recruitment, recruiting the right person in the right positions. We make money by charging company and university to get the maximum number of qualified candidates. So far, we have made $1,234 per user. We have made positively impact the life of young Africans with one slogan, a job for all. I'm Mahmoud Kamara, and I'm founder and CEO at KissJob. Thank you.
So I'm sorry, we didn't see your second slide. I'm just seeing it come up now, but I just wanted to ask you, you mentioned $1,234 per user. Could you just explain that number again? I didn't quite understand. Was that a revenue per user? Or what was that figure that you quoted?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the number of so far that what I'm talking about is the we have made $1,232 per user. This is what we determine when we charge the university or companies who need to use our ATS, applicant tracking system, for the to try to recruit the good person or the candidate in our platform. So this is the rate, the rate for us for them to use our platform. That's what they paying in general.
So is this an annual subscription or an annual fee that you charge the university? It's not per candidate.
It's not per candidate, but it's the rate what university paying and companies in generally for using our cover.
And is this a monthly or an annual fee?
This is the general rate. We have three kind of subscription. We have a monthly subscription, trimestral subscription, and yearly subscription. But this rate is the monthly subscription.
Okay, so sorry, just one more follow up then. So how many users, i.e. customers, have you got paying subscription fees at the moment?
Currently, we have 12 companies who use currently this the platform, and we have more than 4,025 active user candidates who use the platform. So currently, again, these 12 companies have made 6 recruitment in the platform since we started in July.
Awesome. Good day, everyone. I've been working in the tech space for over 30 years. My co-founders and I discovered the present problem. That is, recruiting programmers can be hectic and time-consuming. It takes an average of 3 months to fill up a key tech role. So we started Codlin to solve this problem. At Codlin, we help companies seamlessly hire skilled African programmers. We have developed a proprietary software solution that automates the entire tech recruitment process end to end. It takes an average of 3 months to fill up a key tech role, but with our solution, we have cut down that time to 7 days. So we are filling up roles in 7 days. And we currently have a database of over 12,000 software engineers, which we acquired in our first year. And since 2020, we have been focused on placing them on jobs. We have currently placed 72 of these candidates on jobs with our clients. So I can proudly say that with CodeLink, your ideal dev is just a click away. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That was a really great presentation, and congratulations. This is a real need. We've done some deals in the payment space and we've seen the issues. How do you do though with the competition, especially folks like Upwork and Top Talent and folks like that who are really active in this space and they've got so many users? How is that going for you? Because you've obviously you've generated 12,000 users, so that's great. So can you just talk me through that a little bit?
Okay, awesome. So for us, like I mentioned, we have a proprietary testing platform. So for the process for the engineers, they come on board, we have a two-stage verification process. So I like to say our technology automates the process. So that's how we can deliver we've sent list in 3 days. So our process for the entire recruitment, it can be as short as 3 days to 1 week. So that's one value which we offer because we have a tech solution. Everything is automated, from posting the job to testing the candidates still on our platform to even presenting an offer on our platform. So that's one way in which we come. And then we are focused on just African talents, and we are in this space. My team is a very Pan-African team, and we all have a background in engineering. So we are coming with expertise, first of all, and also we have a good understanding of the market. We've worked as engineers. We have a huge community behind us. So when it comes to hiring talent from Africa, we have like really strong experience working on it. So like our international competitors, right? We stand the space. We've gotten to the point where we are even advising international companies on how to hire. I like to mention one of our notable clients is Wikipedia. We had one with them on a project for 9 months. So we received interest from Digital Ocean in the US. We worked with companies in France, have a database of Francophone software engineers. So our presence in the market is also a very strong advantage for us.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about hello, thank you, by the way, for your presentation. It was very nice and concise and perfect in 1 minute. I was wondering actually about your plan for your milestones. You're in Nigeria and Kenya, but what are your next target markets to kind of dive into?
Okay, so if you can still see my screen, let me just present something awesome. So one thing that really excites us is the growing rate of the youth population in Africa generally. I like to mention that there's the population in Africa generally is over 40% youth population, over 50% in Nigeria specifically, and it varies in other regions, but on an average over 40%. This is already a huge market for us. For now, we are focused on tech because that is our core strength, because we are tech kids, but we like to expand into other roles eventually when we get experts, and we are really excited about the whole, well, I wouldn't say excited, but COVID came with a good advantage for us, looking into the remote workforce, right? So ideally, right now, it's not just software engineers that work remotely. And there was a report by Microsoft that stated that the digital transformation that happened in the 3 months when the entire nations, or all the nations were on lockdown, was expected to happen in 4 years, right? And it also estimates that there will be more tech jobs, over 4 million tech jobs in the next 4 years. So the whole COVID thing has pushed this digital transformation a bit closer to us. So we envisage that a lot of companies will begin to adopt the whole remote culture. So we are planning to go into other roles like business analysis, other jobs that can be done online, having like a marketplace for companies globally to hire talent in Africa, because we have a huge workforce and there's of course not enough job within Africa to cater for that.
Yannick from Octane Group, you are designing your product along with your target audience restaurant, and that is really good, but you are yet to launch an MVP to actually test your solution. And Martha, your solution tackles the need for prosthetics by producing them quickly and selling them cheaper than the competition. And this is really a good thing. But it is hard to see your traction at such an early stage. And Adrian from Flamingo, you have a good traction with a positive high cash flow by solving a real need, but tackling the transportation and distribution issues in Africa can be a real challenge for your startup. And the fourth one, Camara from Keys Job, you are addressing a key problem in West Africa with the aim of finding a job for all, and that is great. But your traction seems unclear, and we are curious to see how you will match companies' need and users' gap. And finally, Thomas, you have an experienced and solid team, and youth unemployment is a critical problem to be addressed. However, your conversion rate is still low, and we are curious to see how you will solve this issue in the upcoming months. So now is the time. The winner of Seedstars World Africa, episode number 1, is Flamingo.
Wow, thank you very much. That's amazing. I'm really excited to be part of the to go to the next step. And I just want to encourage all you others who now don't go ahead, because I was also part in the Math Challenge, and I went out like on the very first stage. And in the end, like the winner took the whole prize. So I think don't be discouraged, just continue what you're doing. And I think next time you will go ahead. And thank you so much, Seedstars, for your trust and what we are doing. And we look forward to compete in the grand final and make Africa to win and to take the lead there. That would be amazing. Thank you so much.